Nessa adjusted her headphones, glancing at the clock in the studio. 5 minutes until showtime. The red on-air sign above the door flickered to life, casting a soft glow over the room. She took a deep breath, her fingers tapping lightly against the desk. Today was a big day. Her first interview with a major global pop star. Camila Cabello. The singer was on a promotional tour for her new album, Eclipse, and had agreed to a sit-down chat on Nessa On Air, a rapidly growing podcast with a reputation for getting celebrities to open up. Nessa had spent the past week preparing her questions, eager to dive into Camila's songwriting process, inspirations, and, if she got lucky, some juicy behind-the-scenes gossip. She glanced over at her producer, Ethan, who was fiddling with the soundboard. "Everything good?" "Yeah, levels are perfect," he said, giving her a thumbs up. "She should be here any second." As if on cue, the studio door swung open. Camila stepped in, flashing a dazzling smile. She was dressed in a sleek, form-fitting black dress, her dark curls cascading over her shoulders. A subtle shimmer of sweat gleamed on her forehead, probably from rushing between interviews all day. Hey. Camila's voice was warm and confident as she extended her hand to Nessa. "So happy to be here." Nessa shook her hand, surprised by how cold her skin felt. "We're thrilled to have you," Nessa said, motioning for her to take a seat. Camila slid into the chair across from her, adjusting the microphone in front of her. As she did, Nessa caught the faintest sound, like a low, wet gurgle. Probably her stomach, Nessa thought. She smiled. "Long day?" Camila let out a small chuckle, shifting in her chair. "Yeah, you could say that. I've been running around non-stop, barely had a chance to eat." Another gurgle, this time deeper. Nessa's smile faltered. That wasn't a normal stomach sound. Ethan gave her a signal from behind the glass. 2 minutes. The gurgle came again. Louder this time. Nessa tried to ignore it. Ethan's voice cracked through her earpiece. "All right, we're live in 5, 4, 3. Nessa took a deep breath. "Welcome back to Nessa On Air. Today I have a very special guest, global superstar Camila Cabello." "Camila, thanks for joining us." The singer smiled, leaning closer to the mic. "Oh, it's my pleasure," she purred. The speakers buzzed with the pre-recorded sound of applause, and Camila chuckled, adjusting her headphones. Thank you, she said smoothly, excited to be here." "Girl, we are excited to have you," Nessa gushed. "Okay, let's get right into it. Your new album, Eclipse, is out now, and I gotta say, it's fire. It's giving passion, it's giving heartbreak, it's giving vibes." Camila nodded, her face lighting up. "Aw, thank you. This album means so much to me. It's definitely my most personal work yet. I really poured my soul into it, you know?" "You can feel that," Nessa agreed. "So tell me, what inspired it? Like, where does all that creativity come from?" Camila crossed one leg over the other, shifting in her seat. "Honestly, life itself. Love, loss, all the messy, beautiful parts of being human. I think music is the best way to express those feelings. A lot of the songs came from late-night writing sessions where I just let my emotions take over." Nessa nodded. "I love that. And your sound has evolved so much over the years. Like, it's mature, but still so you." "Yeah, I wanted to push myself musically, try new things," Camila replied. "Experiment with different sounds," and a deep, unmistakable fart rippled through the studio. Nessa's eyes widened for a split second, and Camila, cool as ever, just smiled. "And, clearly my body is experimenting too," Camila quipped, laughing as she waved a hand in front of her. Nessa burst out laughing. "Girl, I knew I heard that. You ain't slick." Camila giggled. "I tried to keep it cute, but you know how it is." "Oh, I do," Nessa said, still chuckling. "All right, back to the album. There are a lot of love songs on there, but also some real heartbreak tracks. So let's talk relationships, 'cause you know I gotta ask." Camila sighed playfully. "I knew this was coming." "You knew it was coming," Nessa shot back, grinning. "So, Are you dating anyone? We need to know. Camila shrugged. I'm just vibing right now, focusing on my music, my friends, my family. If the right person comes along, great, but I'm not forcing anything. Uh-huh, Nessa said skeptically, giving her a knowing look. So no secret boo, no little something something? Camila smirked. I plead the fifth. Nessa laughed, leaning close to the mic. Okay, but real talk. Have you ever, accidentally let one slip on a date? Camilla's face didn't even flinch. Oh, all the time. Nessa gasped dramatically. No. Yes, Camila insisted, laughing. Look, I'm human, and sometimes you gotta let it out, But in the studio too? Mid-recording? Camila shrugged again. Girl, I be sitting there for hours. You think I can hold it in that long? Please. Nessa cackled, slapping the table. You are too much. So what happens? Do you just pretend it didn't happen, or? Depends on the vibe, Camila said mischievously. If it's quiet, I try to play it off. But if it's loud, I own it. What else can you do? The two women laughed, their easy chemistry making the interview feel more like a girls' night chat. What neither of them knew was that underneath Camilla's smooth human exterior, something far less human was lurking. The red on-air light flickered off, signaling the end of the interview. Nessa pulled off her headphones and stretched, grinning at Camila. Girl, that was hilarious, she said. I think people are going to eat this up. Camila chuckled, setting her own headphones down. I had a blast. You make it so easy to just vibe. That's the goal, Nessa said, leaning back in her chair. All right, let's get this edited and uploaded. My producer's probably already on it. But just as she finished speaking, a deep rumbling fart erupted from Camila, louder than any of the ones before. It was long, unapologetic, and completely impossible to ignore. The air in the studio changed. Nessa gagged dramatically, waving a hand in front of her nose. Oh my God, girl, what is wrong with you? Camila laughed, but didn't even try to deny it. Oops, Nessa coughed, grabbing a notepad and fanning herself. That was a chemical attack, Camila giggled. I did warn you, I do this all the time. Not like that. That was a health hazard. Nessa shoved her chair back. Nah, we got to evacuate. I can't breathe. Camila just smirked. You're being dramatic. Dramatic? Dramatic? This is a crime scene. If I pass out, my family better sue. Still laughing, Camila stood up and stretched. All right, let's get out of here before I cause any more damage. Want to chill for a bit? Nessa shot her a suspicious look. You promised to behave? No, Camila said sweetly. Nessa rolled her eyes but grinned. Fine, let's go to the lounge. The lounge area was cozy, decorated with plush chairs, a small bar cart, and a neon sign that read, Good Vibes Only. Nessa flopped onto the couch while Camila grabbed a bottle of water and sat across from her. So, Nessa said, getting comfortable, real talk, what's the worst date you've ever been on? Camila laughed, taking a sip of water. Oh my God, so many bad ones. I need to hear this, Nessa said, eyes gleaming. They launched into a full-on girl talk session, swapping stories about bad dates, wardrobe malfunctions, and embarrassing moments. Nessa howled with laughter as Camila described tripping over her own heels and spilling wine on a guy's lap during a fancy dinner. You did not, Nessa wheezed. I did, and I tried to dab it off, which made it way worse. Stop, I'm crying. Nessa wiped a tear from her eye. Okay. What about the best date? Camila hesitated for a second before smiling softly. Honestly, probably just something simple, like a night in, good food, good conversation, no pressure, Nessa nodded. Yeah, I feel that. The best vibes come when you're just comfortable. There was a pause. Then Camila's expression changed. She glanced towards the door. Are we alone? Nessa frowned. Yeah. Everyone left after the podcast wrapped up. Why? Camila stood up, slowly, deliberately. Then she walked to the door, turned the lock, and pulled down the blinds. A wave of unease settled over Nessa. She sat up straighter. Camila? What are you doing?" Camila turned to face her, her expression unreadable. The room suddenly felt too quiet. Something wasn't right, and Nessa was about to find out exactly what. A smirk crept across Camilla's lips as she let out one last deep, guttural fart. The air thickened with the stench, something beyond human, rotten eggs mixed with something worse. Nessa gagged. "Girl!" But then she froze, because that's when she saw it. A thin metallic zipper ran across Camilla's forehead, glinting under the dim lounge lights. Nessa's stomach dropped. "Oh my God, Camila! What is that?" Camila didn't answer. She just smirked wider, her fingers moving to the zip. With one sharp tug, a blinding blue light burst from the seam, washing over the room. The walls seemed to tremble, the furniture cast in an eerie glow. Nessa's breath hitched. "What the hell is happening?" Camila didn't even blink. She kept peeling back the skin of her own forehead like it was nothing more than a mask. The flesh parted, revealing something slick and green underneath. Then, with a sickening squelch, she folded her entire scalp back. Nessa screamed. Her legs refused to move, her brain refusing to process what she was seeing. Camila, or whatever she was, began pushing down her skin, her human disguise wrinkling and shifting like an ill-fitting suit. The fabric of her clothes bunched unnaturally as her shoulders widened, her torso bulged, and, with a final flop, her human skin crumpled to the floor. And in its place, a hulking green creature loomed. Its massive clawed hands flexed. Bulbous, piercing yellow eyes gleamed with hunger. Thick, leathery skin stretched over a grotesquely large frame, barely fitting in the room. The stench intensifying, its natural musk overwhelming, suffocating. It let out a guttural growl. Nessa finally found her voice. "What are you?" The creature sneered, its deep, rumbling voice dripping with satisfaction. "I am a Slitheen." It took a step forward, claws clicking against the floor. "And you," it grinned, baring its sharp teeth, "are my hunt." Then it lunged.